Hi, I'm Katie, the happy homeschooling housewife. I'm hoping to bring some sunshine into your day by sharing my love of homemaking, home cooking, and homeschooling. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make my homemade yogurt using milk and this. First thing you have to do is pour whatever amount of yogurt that you want to make, pour that much milk into a pot. I used a half gallon, so I used this medium-sized pot. Pour it in, and then you're going to turn it on to medium, and you're going to cook it until you see a lot of small bubbles forming on the top, but not quite boiling. You don't want a rapid boil. So you leave it and you watch it. Every now and then, about every few minutes, you want to come over and give it a little swirl down to the bottom to keep it from getting stuck and forming a film on the bottom or on the top. Now, right after I put the milk on, I usually come over to the sink and I do a few dishes because I've always got a few dishes. That way I am making good use of my time, getting something done, but I'm not leaving the milk to boil over while I forget about it. So that has definitely happened more than once. Something I do is I make my own dish soap. I use Castile soap and it mixes with water. And the ratio is 1 to 10 Castile soap to water. And then I add about 3 or 5 drops of lemon essential oil in here, and I just kind of mix it up gently and then pump it, and it does beautifully on your dishes. It really gets rid of all the grease and just they're squeaky clean. Also, I just wanted to share that I do not use a dishwasher. I wash all of my dishes by hand because I was sick of them being wet still or filled up with water or whatever reason they didn't come clean. So I decided to just start washing them all by hand. That way, when I'm done with the meal, I can do the dishes. I can wash them, dry them, put them away, and have it done and just have that peace of mind. Okay. You can see the steam coming off the pot. That means it's really close to being finished. So I'm just gonna stir and watch, and then I'll stop for a second and look for bubbles. All right, this is about what you're looking for. You can see it's steaming still, but also there are lots of little bubbles, almost like a foam on the top. I'll try to scoop some off to show you. See that? That's good. I let it go usually just like 1 minute longer to make sure it's heated enough, because if it's not, it won't quite turn to yogurt. Once it reaches that slightly bubbly state on the top, almost like a little foam, you turn the heat off and you have to take it off the heat and let it set till it's about a little warmer than room temperature, but you can put your hand on the bottom of the pot. Once your pot of milk is cool enough that you can touch it but still warm, you're going to pour it into a bowl. I use this glass bowl. Okay, and then this little container here has probably about 3 tablespoons full of yogurt from my last batch of homemade yogurt. You're just going to mix that in, and if you don't have yogurt previously made, you can just use a few tablespoons of store-bought yogurt. Mix it in. All right, you want to stir it up really well so those cultures can start working on the new milk. Once it's all stirred in, there's no big clumps of yogurt left, you're gonna put saran wrap over the top and you're gonna set it in a place undisturbed that's relatively warm. I set mine up on this little, I'll show you, this little stand in my kitchen under some lights. See the lights? I have the lights pointed directly onto that stand so that my yogurts or my bread can rise, and it works very nicely. So I'm going to take saran wrap, cover my bowl, and you leave it for 12 to 24 hours depending on the warmth of your house. I usually leave it there all night, but since this is morning, I'll leave it till about probably 10 o'clock tonight. A few things I wanted to say is what we use our yogurt for. Of course, we eat it for breakfast sometimes. We can put jelly in it or honey and maple syrup to sweeten it. We also love to make homemade yogurt parfaits where we layer it with fruit and maple syrup and we top it with shredded coconut. That's one of our favorite breakfasts. Also, we use it in place of sour cream in our baked potatoes or on taco salads, and it tastes absolutely delicious. You won't even know the difference. I wanted to share something from my Bible that has really inspired me over the past several years. It's Proverbs 31, verse 15. It says, "She gets up while it is still dark. She provides food for her family and portions for her servant girls. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks." I hope it inspires you too. All right, it's been 12 hours since we set our yogurt out, and I'm ready to check on it now, see if it's firmed up. If it hasn't quite firmed up yet, then you can always leave it out a few more hours or even the rest of the night. It'll just get a little more sour tasting, but it'll still be very good. If it's ready, you just stick it in your fridge and it will firm up a little bit further as well. Let's see how mine did. It's still a little runny, so I'm going to set mine out for a few more hours, probably put it in the fridge around 10 o'clock. My yogurt did not firm up by bedtime, so I just left it all night long, and that was 24 hours total that it sat and fermented, and this is what it looked like by morning. Much better, much firmer, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the fridge now. I really hope that this yogurt tutorial was helpful for you and that your day is full of blessings and creamy yogurt. Thanks for watching.